So, hi, hello, hi, yes, Floor Gremlin here. I am here to, well, I have stolen the chair. It's mine now, and yes. If it looks like a mess behind me, it's because it is. We are still in the process of doing the moving thing. So there's that. In case you did not heed the warning at the beginning of the video, or you decided to ignore me, the game is also going to warn you. Why are you not giving me audio? Is there just not audio in this portion? There might just not be audio in this portion. Whoopsie doodles. Nope, there's the audio. Found it. Yay. Look, they're warning you twice, and I'm warning you thrice. You've been warned thrice. I want no excuses. Every day, I imagine a future where I can be with you. Write a song for me and you. So, forewarning, I'm not going into this completely blind. This is why I knew to make the warning, actually. I have watched playthroughs of this. I may in fact end up doing a playthrough of it on the Switch, as I know the Switch version is slightly different than the Steam version. And I know that the Steam version, I know the Switch version has some extra things lore-wise compared to the Steam version. So you guys will have to let me know if you care enough to watch a different playthrough of this, maybe choosing different characters to follow, because I know each of the different characters has different storylines and whatnot. So if I do a secondary playthrough on the Switch, I will obviously follow a different storyline, because that's just how this works. Also, forewarning, when we get to later points, I am not skilled at things when it comes to computer things, and thus I'm likely going to struggle. And for those of you who have not seen any playthroughs of this game and are watching this for the first time and somehow found me, hi, hello. I'm going to attempt to not spoil things because I know how this goes. I would rather not be the problem. Anywho, please enter your name. Munchie. You know, like a sane person. Hey! You get to listen to all of my bad voice acting throughout this entire game. Good luck. Hey! I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she may draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. I overslept again. But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because... No, wait, hold on. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Munchie. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. You also get to hear my dyslexia throughout all of this. Also, yay for you. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Munchie, have you decided on a club to join yet? Club? I told you already, I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did, in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just going on by the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? And I know you're happy now, but I doubt the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why is this both of my personalities fighting for control? Pretty sure this is just both of my personalities fighting for control over my body today. Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello! Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here spaced out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know. Know what? Oh, well, that you would come to my club. Sayori. Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest, the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she is so cunning as to have planned this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine. We'll stop by for a cupcake, okay?
Yes! Let's go!
And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. Also me. Yeah, that tracks. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the hallway and to the club. Hold on. There's a history button. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the club and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third floor classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door.
Everyone! The new member is here!
I told you, don't call me new member. I glance around the room. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? I feel like these are the voices everyone uses for these characters. Which is probably why I'm going to use them. Way to kill the atmosphere.
Oh, Munchie. What a nice surprise. Welcome to the club.
All words escape me in the situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made the cupcakes, according to Sayori.
You can just ignore her when she gets moody.
Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back to the other girls.
Anyways, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club.
Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki.
Oh, well, it's nice to meet you both. And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right?
That's right. It's great to see you again, Munchie. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely makes me feel a little... You too, Monica.
Come sit down, Munchie. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes.
Hey, I made them. I'll get them.
Sorry, I get a little too excited.
Then, how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monica, and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes, decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drowned with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears.
So cute!
I had no idea you were this good at baking, Natsuki.
Well, you know.
Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs the first, then Monica, and I follow.
It's delicious!
Sayori, talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. Again, why is this me? I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I haven't heard this somewhere before. Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything. I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe, but not for, you, dummy. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. It should also be noted, I don't know if the haven't I heard this somewhere before thing normally happens. My Steam profile is also shared with a friend of mine. And by that I mean we share the Steam library. We don't actually just use the same profile. I don't think I have played this before on Steam. Although it is possible that I started playing it and then got distracted. But it is also very possible that he played it and didn't realize that it was a free game that he could just download. I should also mention this is a free game, which kind of makes sense given future events. But this is a free game, which means that you can just download it and play it yourself. Anyway, it is possible that he played it and not realizing that it was a free game that you could just download yourself. And that could also be where that came from. It's also very possible that, like I said, I started playing it ages ago and then got distracted and never finished it. I'm very good at doing that. It is new to this computer, though, so I'm not entirely sure why it's saying, haven't I heard this before? I don't know. Anywho, I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teacher gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I do enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow and then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, to be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it means encouraging others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica is a really great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. And then I'm surprised there aren't more members in the club yet. Must be hard to start a new club.
You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all of the effort into starting something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone?
Yeah! We'll do our best.
You know it.
Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they're all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Munchie, what kinds of things do you like to read?
Well...
Considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Natsuki's sad smile.
Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorite are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes lit up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyways, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
I read a horror book once.
I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock.
Really?
I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I can't really put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment.
I hate horror.
Oh, why's that?
Well,
Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second.
Never mind.
That's right. You usually read about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? What gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called...
Don't say it out loud! And give that back!
Fine.
Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are!
Sayori slides up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders.
I'm not cute!
Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Well, I guess, sometimes. Why do you care?
I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No.
Natsuki averts her eyes.
You wouldn't like them.
Not a very confident writer yet? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, expose your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share
I guess it's the same for Yuri. Aw, I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay. I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. I'm going to take that suggestion to heart. And by that I mean, what I'm going to probably do is write down all of the words that I choose in the poem writing segment. And I'm going to write a poem for each of them to be shared at the beginning of each of the videos. That seems to make sense to me. Right? I'm going to probably go for Natsuki first, because I know her storyline is a little bit deeper, and I would like to hear more about it, possibly. And I don't know if I can get more of it by going after her first, or if I have to go after her when I'm looking in the next set of things. Where's a pen? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna just use a pencil, because let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll share them all with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it! Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it'll help us get a little more confident with each other. More confident and comfortable with each other, and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Munchie? Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Oh, hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry. I thought, Munchie, you all... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision in a time like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light back up. Yes! I'm so happy! Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down a little. Hey! You really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. And then that makes it official. Welcome to the Literature Club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Munchie, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star, Monica, with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside of me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey, Munchie, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right. Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she's always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! I not gonna lie, I freaking love the music in this game. With that, the two of us depart the classroom, or the club room, and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright. I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. So here lies the problem. I typically write more in the style of Yuri, because my typical writing tends to be deeper, darker, and slightly depressing. So, the other problem is that Sayori and Natsuki are very similar in how their writing stuff goes. So, that's going to be fun. Okay. So, I need to actually think, because I am going to be making these into an actual poem. How about spinning? Yay! So the way you can tell which one that you're suiting towards is they jump down here at the bottom. Sweet, obviously, would probably work. Sweet or cute? Or kawaii? Nah, I'm gonna go with sweet, because sweet has more options. I think cheeks. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to use that, but we'll find out. I don't know. Milk could be fun. I think milk will be fun. Well, I have milk. How about we just add parfait into? Fuck it. How about we just add parfait into? I'm gonna go with sing. Heart? Heart. Also, I'm not going to promise these are all going to be in the order in which I am choosing them. But, you know. Kitty. I am not going to tell you that all of these words are going to be in the order in which I am choosing them. I am only telling you they are going to exist. I feel like I have to choose Doki Doki. Doki Doki! For those of you who don't know, Doki Doki is the onomatopoeia for a heart racing in Japan. And that is why that is here. And that is why it's called Doki Doki Literature Club. Because it's literally Heart Racing Literature Club. Candy. Clumsy. Daydream. Bubbles. Bubbles? Bubbles? Maybe bubbles. 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 Oh, Lord Yuri looks so sad because I haven't picked any of them that go with her. Oh. I'm sorry, Yuri. This is also part of why I want to do a second playthrough of the Switch version. That way I can, like, choose a different one, obviously. Maybe love, but I kind of want to use unstable. I like the idea of unstable being in here somewhere. Yeah, that one I knew was going to be Yuri, but like also heart. I already have Doki Doki. Do I want to put Heartbeat in here too? I feel like I'm gonna put Heartbeat in here too. Screw it. I like fireflies. Fluffy. Fluffy! I like treasure. I'm almost out of space on this tiny notepad. Note to self, grab a bigger notepad next time. Music. Bunny. And now,
We save. And I go right. There we go. Alrighty. And with that, I say toodaloo. I am certain the next videos are going to be shorter, as this one I had to go through the disclaimer notices. Yay. Anywho, toodaloo, and have a lovely day.